Well, good afternoon. Today we want to talk about a new tap tone reference. I've experimented with this for a couple of years, and I'd like to demonstrate it and present it. This is a bass bar top plate tap reference tool. And for this to work, the plate should be tuned, to good graduation. This is 2.6 millimeter thick all around the vibrating surface, and it's tuned to 213 hertz, which is this frequency. And you'll see on articles on plate graduation and plate tuning with the references and all. Bass bar is tuned to 188, which is 188, 213, and you can hear how they're in harmony here. And you tap across the bass bar, you don't hear any change when you come to the bass bar. Okay? And this is an angled grain top, so I angled grain the bass bar, but just do it the regular way with the regular grain. So once you get the plate tuned to 213, the bass bar, it's 188 all along. So it's completely even. And I'll show you a very interesting phenomenon. So here's the violin. This is my Opus 30. And if the part is tuned correctly, this will sound like it's in harmony with the part. But these all sounded the same, didn't they? But listen to the actual taps. Same thing with the neck. Scroll, fingerboard. Alright, so you may not know why that works, but it just does work. It's a nice thing about it with a tuned top plate with a tuned bass bar. You can use this for reference for every single part on an instrument. And it'll tell you if the part's too high or too low, because this is the reference. So we'll just go through and check a bunch of things. Okay, the tail piece is good. I'll get the fingerboard string out of the way. Okay, and check the end pin. Sounds a little bit low, actually, doesn't it? And the big change with this one came with so we find out that the top's too low, side's too low, face is too high. And once we get the face in the right frequency, then the top and the sides will also become the right frequency. And this is interesting because this is the same, should be the same as the back plate. You can hear it's a little bit lower. This should be the same as the ribs. Here it's a little low. And the whole face should be evenly the same as the top plate. Right, so it should be easy to correct that. And I'll take one more look here at the end pin. And since the tail gut's down, this is probably the best place to tap tune it, so it's okay. So I just have to work on the bridge on this one. All right. So this is an earlier violin that it just didn't play well, where the one before it had played wonderfully. So I put it away, and I haven't worked on it for a long time. Let's hear how it does on a reference, the bass bar, top plate, tap reference. Sounds good. Try the top. That's low. That's high. That's high. That's low. So in this case, I need to bring the sides in a little bit, probably the top down a little bit. Try the tailpiece. So the three areas, this is much higher, low, middle, high. And so this needs to be lowered, and so that's all got to be redone. And the neck, that sounds pretty good. The scroll tap, higher, higher. So when these are both too high, that means a little maple wood has to be glued on the back of the fingerboard, on the back here, and then we can start shaving that down until we get it balanced. And then the scroll, we'll have to do that last because this will affect the tuning. So the good thing about it is, and of course these are too low, and I can't raise them up unless I can get the top off and then change the little glue liner strip shape. All right, so that's the story about the bass bar, top plate, tap tone reference. And so this is one that I was doing some experiments tuning for the fingerboard segment. Let's hear how that comes out. And we'll do the side. Let's tap it like this. And the interesting thing is, $227.5, $242, this is the same as the back plate. And yet when you use the tool, both in harmony. So you might be able to get a good used plate that's graduated. Just the tuning of a plate is really pretty quick. And look on top plate or back plate, and then there's a new article showing you how to tune it, both paper articles and videos. Okay, so that's something that could make tap tone tuning a lot easier. So I'll leave you with that idea. And of the my tappers, this is just a piece of